I'm coming to you from my bedroom. We're gonna kind of have more relaxed vibe because I'm talking about the things that I'm buying this summer for my classroom. Now, I go on a lot of trips and buy lots of little things as I see them because who can afford a full haul? I can't. So I just buy little things as I see them. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rachel from the Behavior Check-In and I'm a special education behavior teacher in Mississippi. All right guys, before we get started, I want to go ahead and do some shout outs to some of my followers who have left some really just thoughtful comments on my Instagram and on my channel page. And I just want to show how thankful I am for you guys, for joining this community, for following me, for subscribing. It means so much. I know I'm a new channel and there's a lot of teachers out there, so the fact that you chose to come to mine really just makes my heart happy. If you would like to be featured in one of my shout outs, make sure that you comment below, and if it's a nice thoughtful comment, I'll go ahead and share. If you have an Instagram, go ahead and you can follow me on Instagram, and I will put all those links in my next video. I teach in an inclusion class, so that's kind of how I work. I pop into multiple inclusion classes, but I also have my classroom that I use for tutorial small group instruction, and I also use it as like a calming space for my students because I do work with behavior students. So a lot of the things that I bought are for those purposes. I find that you don't need to buy a lot of extra, but you need to have the little things that your students really need. You don't spend a ton on decor. I don't like to have a super busy room. The things that I buy are just primarily for the purpose of enhancing my students' learning and helping their instruction be more engaging, and also just stuff that help them calm down, self-regulate, so that they'll be able to spend more time in the gen ed classroom. So I buy a lot of my stuff from the dollar store. Being in the South, we got Dollar Generals on every corner. I have one literally less than a mile from my house, so while I'm out buying little things here and there, I usually pick up stuff that look like they could be helpful to my classroom. My kids also love Barnes & Nobles. We spend a lot of time going to Barnes & Nobles, so I pick up stuff while I'm there. The advantage of having kids that are the same age as your students is the fact that they can kind of test out a lot of your stuff and let you know if that's something that the kids would be into. So I find that very helpful. My son pretty much reads every single one of my books before they go in my classroom. So does my daughter. So they kind of give me feedback on whether that's something that kids would want to read, because I want my classroom to be a place where kids want to read and feel successful. So I want to get books that are highly engaging for them. I got this one, as you can see, $6 from Dollar General. Descendants is huge. It's got great little reading excerpts to kind of keep the kids engaged. They tend to, when we're practicing, I tend to try to get them to read lots of different things, pick things that are highly engaging for them. I mix it up with reading prompts and things that they're doing in the classroom, but I think really just for practicing reading and feeling success, finding highly engaging books is really important. So we got Descendants. Also, Star Wars is huge. That is always a big motivator for my kids. I like these books. Like I said, they're just great practice for them. They're not super difficult to read, but we can really work on our reading skills with these books, and the kids want to read them. Whereas I'll be honest, I have a couple of students, I pull out a reading passage and they shut down. And when I really feel like practicing reading it's important to find things that you like. Got some more Star Wars going on, $2. Can't beat that. Especially since this was originally $6.99, so I'll take $2. More Star Wars. This is an easy reader. I have students on all different levels in my classroom, so I like to break it up, make sure that everybody feels like they've got something they can read. I also got Superman. I collect all of these books with superheroes in it. I have more boys than girls, which is just typically how it works sometimes. But they love superheroes. Anything superhero is very motivating and engaging to them. I also picked up some Pokemon Go because that's another motivating thing. Little facts, those sorts of things to really motivate them, get them going, get them feeling confident about their reading so that we can dive into more challenging things. And believe it or not, these things are kind of challenging. But my students, they're so interested in wanting to read this because they like the content that they'll dive right in there and they'll face more challenging words. And I found this book. I love this, $2. It's got all sorts of little facts. I mean, you pretty much hit any kid and what they're interested in. Then we got his Bigfoot reel, all these little facts you can read, break it down, talk about it. Just some more. I love that you have them using the graph because it's a standard, and that's something that they can practice talking about, and you can pull questions from what you're reading in here. Really engaging, something that they will enjoy. Transformers, $1, couldn't pass it up. You know, and this is actually a chapter book, so this might be something that'd be really good for the kids to sit down and read, something it's not super hard. Looks like it's on pretty much a 3rd grade level. I'll have to go in and figure that one out, but I think that will be something that they'll really like, and it's, you know, it'll be real easy to read. And I think it's nice to have these easy reading chapter books because I was a struggling reader, and being able to finish a chapter book is just so psychologically motivating. I remember the first time that I finished a chapter book and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a reader. And it was huge because I really struggled. I could barely read in 3rd grade. So I remember when I finished, it was the Boxcar children books. I was off, and then I moved on to Babysitter Club and, you know, R.L. Stein and all of that, and those were just so helpful. So I really like to have books like this where kids can feel successful. So then I got some books from Barnes & Noble. And I found this one, and I just liked that because it was easy readers. It had several different stories in there, lots of colorful pictures. Talks about Misty Copeland, Lin-Manuel Miranda, and Mae Jemison. I hope I'm saying your baby's name correctly. I also got some of these. I love these Who Is It? My son actually got into all of these, took them up to his room, read all of them, so I had to go get them back. But I have Who is George Washington Carver, Who is Michelle Obama, Who is Booker T. Washington, so I like those. Jackie Robinson. I love Jackie Robinson, and I know a lot of my boys love Jackie Robinson. I've done a lot of activities with him. He's awesome. Let's see. Some Frozen, just, you know, a lot of just variety to really keep them engaged when they're reading. And so some more dollar store finds, because I have really cleaned up lately. I can't complain. Is I got this giant activity coloring book. I have a lot of kids that like to color for a reward at the end of the day. Like these, they're really big. Or they like to color to calm down, and I think these are really great. And I copy these off on our copy machine on the long paper and just kind of use this as my master. And then the kids like to color them, and then we hang them on around the room, and it's just something they really enjoy. And I love these giant coloring books. They just think they're really cool. So I try to collect these as I see them, because coloring is a great way to calm down and to help them kind of take a break if they need to. School can be stressful, so it's nice to have things to kind of switch gears for a minute until you're ready to get back in focus. Also got these sports figures. These are the off-brand Legos, if you can see them. But I like these because I use these for social skills instruction. We practice and role play different things. My kids love Legos. They're also a reinforcer, but I found that, you know, sometimes when they're afraid to interact and practice face-to-face when we're still learning a skill, doing it through Legos is really helpful. So we use those for social skills activities and to act out different things. So can't beat 360, and they look just like the Lego people. So the kids will love it, and they love the Lego people. More little reader books. This one's Hot Rods. This is super easy, probably lower than some of my students, but I couldn't pass at the price, $2. So you never know. In SPED, you move around a lot, so I might end up with younger kids at some point, so this would be really helpful. I have been collecting Fidgets because we're going to be going back. Everybody needs to have individual supplies, so I'm going to be doing individual calm down kits. So Fidgets can kind of add up. I have had like just a shared bin of Fidgets, but I'm going to set up, and I'll show you once I get everything together, my different Fidget bins for each student. But one of the things I caught were these were $1, these little sports squish balls, and these are great, and each kid will have their own. They can just squeeze them, and they kind of help them calm down and keep their focus and their quiet and they're not bouncy, which is big because you get something that's bouncy, it's gonna go across the room. My students have been pretty good with fidgets. I take them away. If they can't use them appropriately, I go over the expectation of how you use fidgets. I even model in front of my class how to use a fidget. I'll teach and talk with a fidget so that they can see the appropriate way to use it. And I'll show them, you know, the good ways to use fidgets, how we use them, how they need to be quiet, discreet. Nobody should know you have a fidget. It's something that we just kind of hold down low, and what's not an appropriate way to use a fidget, and that if we don't use them that right way, then I'm going to take them away and you won't get to use it anymore. And they'll always try you once to see if you're actually going to do that. And then I take it away and then they know, oh, okay, she's serious. And then we're usually good. This one I actually got at Michael's, and I haven't tested out in my classroom yet, but I think it's gonna be a really good like transition activity. So if you have a kid who likes to escape or elope and you're trying to get them back in the classroom, transition activities are great, something like this. So if you can see on the bottom, you can like just kind of play finger basketball and get it back in there. I like that it's on the string. And you can say, okay, when you hit 3 shots or whatever you want to talk about, we're going to go back into class or we're going to start back on this assignment. So it's a great way for them to kind of distract their mind, get a little bit of movement in. It's fun. So I'm going to try this out this year and I'm going to let you know how it goes. I really think this would be great. I mean, I've done other things like beanbag tosses and then you go back to class, shoot basket hoops before, and it always works out good. So I'm always looking for other ways to try those transition activities to help the kids get their break, but also realize it's time to get back to class. I have one student in particular who does not do timers. This timers just make it worse. So transition activities are a great way. You know, you hit 3 shots and we go back, and you can motivate them by, they have to compete against you, and you start putting in the challenge of competing against you, they'll hit those 3 shots because they don't want to lose. I got putty. So I'm going to do the individual putty for each one of their little calm down kits. And what I love about this putty is this has a light on it and actually glows in the dark. And you can take this putty and you can have a kid who's a resistant writer with the LED, and you can have them write sight words or spelling words or do math problems or whatever, and it's just another way for them to demonstrate their knowledge of a skill in a fun way. And if you can make it fun, it really does help those kids who are reluctant to get started. And it's just, or you can use it as a reinforcer. You know, if you do so many of these things, we're going to go ahead and do it with the light up putty, and that just makes it more fun, something they enjoy doing. I paid $4.99 for this. I got it at Walgreens. I know they sell it on Amazon too, but just something that the kids really like to do. And they love the putty. It's a great way to just kind of calm down. I also got some more fidgets. I got these from Walgreens. I really like these ones. This one's got like a light up ball in it. If you bring it out in the sun, it's like a light up ball and the whole thing will light up. So it's just another option, and a lot of kids like the beads on the inside. And it's, you know, these I got for $1.99. So I tend to just buy them as I see them. I don't really buy them in bulk unless I maybe can get them on Amazon because it's expensive. So, you know, if you break it up, it doesn't overwhelm the bank account as much. I use kinetic sand. I have sand bins, several sand bins in my classroom, because sand is really calming, especially for those kids who need something tactile to help them calm down. I actually have one kid who gets very anxious while he reads, and so he puts one hand in the sand while he reads. So I have kinetic sand. I'm going to buy more kinetic sand and probably put it in little storage containers so that the students kind of have their own to use if they want to use it. But I found this, and this is some stretchy, slimy sand, and I got it for $4.99. Pardon my nails, guys. I got it for $4.99 at Walgreens. They had different colors. I kind of didn't know what I was going to think of it, so I wanted to buy just one container, but I think the kids are going to like it, and kinetic sand can be kind of expensive. But this has a different texture than kinetic sand, so I think, you know, I can put it in different ones and break it up, and they have different options, and they can keep it in their own little sensory bins. So you can see this is what it looks like. It's all packed in there, and then you can take it out. And it's like, that's like stretchy. I know a lot of times kids like, so it's kind of got like the putty slime consistency, but it feels softer. It's got a different like sandy texture to it, but I like it a little bit more than kinetic sand, because the kinetic sand dribbles and then I kind of get a mess and then the janitor hates me. We have a broom. We do try to get it cleaned up, but I think that the kids will like this because they can roll it up in a ball and stuff. So it's just something else that's helpful tactile wise. Got some masks because I'm gonna need them. Our school is going back regular, but we are gonna go with safety precautions. So I got some masks for me. They're providing masks for the students, but I just wanna have lots of extras because I wear makeup, obviously, when I go to work, and it gets all on there and it's gross, and I wanna have lots because I'm gonna have to do laundry, and I just wanna have backups. So they had a 3-pack of these plain black ones for $8.99, and I like that these have the stretchy on the ears because they don't hurt. I had the ones with the elastic and it just really hurts. This is my shopping trip. I'm sure I'll have many more before the summer's over. If you like these videos, please let me know in the comments. If you have any questions about anything that I got, please let me know. I tried to answer all of them, but I'm sure I missed something because I didn't script this one. This is a lot less formal than my other videos. So if you have any questions about anything, make sure you put it below. Tell me what some of your favorite sensory items are below. I'd love to hear it. If you have anything that's just awesome in the class, or different things that you've used that have really motivated kids to do their work and participate, I would love to know. So thank you so much today for coming in and seeing all the things that I spent money on. I really appreciate it. And if you like these, like I said, I'll continue to do more of them. I think this was fun. I kind of like doing little off-the-cuff videos. If you'd like to see what I'm working on during the summer, just leave that in the comments below and I'll add that as well. Once again, thank you so much. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, come join and be part of our community. I love that. I love talking to other teachers and exchanging ideas, finding other YouTube teachers, other parents. It's great. I want that community. So make sure you like, subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell, because then you won't miss my videos and you'll get to see them every time that they are uploaded. I upload every Sunday, so stay tuned for that at 11 a.m. All right, so I will see you in the next one, Sunday at 11. Bye.